Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the June 15th Daily Inspirational Message. The condensed version is 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments in the message. And if you find it of use, please be so kind as to like the video. Thank you for that. Here we go, the title. Offering our past self gratitude instead of judgment. Paragraph 1. When we look at our past, we can recall situations that once brought us thoughts of anxiousness, anger, and resentment that we now deal with in a more productive, peaceful, and mature manner. Now, the same type of situations may occur, but thanks to our life experiences, our reactions and attitudes towards them and ourselves are now more calm, positive, and loving. We learned that there were better ways of dealing with these types of issues and situations. A more experienced and mature attitude has brought us a greater ability to be compassionate, peaceful, and understanding. Looking back, we can see that the ability to choose peace in such situations had always been available to us. It was simply the way we looked at, reacted to, and interacted with them that needed seasoning. Paragraph 2. Today, let us better understand and appreciate what our past self has done for us. Let us realize how much we have grown because of our past self. Let us be grateful for how much wisdom we have accumulated thanks to our past self. When we judge our past, because we have co-created it with God, we are judging God as wrong. Real peace of mind and joy cannot be achieved as long as we're constantly, unconsciously judging the divine as incompetent and wrong. When we instead look at our past and past self with gratitude, this becomes a way of thanking God for His divine design. Today, in every moment, let us walk hand in hand with gratitude along the path to peace. When gratitude instead of judgment becomes a response to the past, the present moment is free to become a gift from God to us and from us to this world. All right, offering our past self gratitude instead of judgment. Okay, the idea today, I'm going to make 5 points that I trust will assist both of us in the implementation of today's daily inspiration. And the idea is to go from a place of guilt and shame to one of grace and compassion and understanding towards our past self. Okay, point number 1. Let us note how much our past self has helped us mature and grow thanks to all his or her life's experiences. Let us note how much less time we now, our present self, spends in judgment of self or others thanks to what our past self went through and the decisions and the reactions that our past self made and what we learned from that. And so in point number 1, we start to look at our past self with gratitude instead of judgment, simply by noting how much our past self has helped us mature and grow. And so gratitude is the appropriate response to anybody who would help you mature and grow into the light being that you are today. We go now to point number 2 is, let us note how much of a great, brighter light we are in this world today than we were 5, 10, 20 years ago. But it was only our past self and all our past self life experiences, the lessons he or she learned, the wisdom he or she accumulated, the greater compassion and understanding that he or she went through, that has made us this brighter light right now. So now we have those life experiences in our tool belts that we can offer others. Now we have the lessons and the wisdom that we can offer others. Now we can become this brighter light. And we are this brighter light. Why? And thanks to who? Thanks to our past self. And so let us offer a little more grace to our past self today, because our past self has helped us become this brighter light that we are now, that our present self is now. Point number 3. Let us always remember that we're really, each one of us, is always at our highest level of consciousness. That might be, depending on how the ego talks to your brain, it might not seem good at the moment, but we're always at our highest level. We're always doing the best we can with the emotional and spiritual tools we have available to us. We're always making the best decision that we can in that moment with the tools that we have. And so when we understand that, compassion is a more appropriate response to that past self. Because the past self did whatever he or she could do in that moment. He or she did the best they could in that moment. You did the best you could when you were 20, when you were 25, when you were 30, when you were 35, etc. You always did the best you could with the tools that you had available to you. Now, if somebody's always doing the best they can, isn't a compassion and understanding and appreciation a more appropriate response to that person? And what if that person is your past self? Wouldn't it be a more logical response to somebody who always did the best they could with the emotional and spiritual tools they had available to them? And so, understanding that, let us be a little more graceful towards our past self. Understanding that he or she did the best they could in every moment of their experiences. No matter how the ego says we experienced the situation, we did the best we could. So, thank you, past self, for that. Okay. Point number 4. It's something of use is to note, okay, our present self right now is appreciating our past self for all that he or she went through to help us become who we are today, okay? Now, maybe even today we might be feeling shame or guilt or regret about something that we did. But again, we're always doing the best we can with the emotional and spiritual tools that we have. So we're going to grow from this challenge too. And our future self is going to be really appreciative of our present self for overcoming these challenges, for having this life experience that we can offer to our future self. And so if your present self is just doing the best they can and creating itself into a brighter and brighter light to offer to our future self, to offer more tools and life experiences and ways to remove themselves from the delusion of the duality of the ego's mindset and world and become that oneness, that light of the world. And so no matter how much your ego is judging you right now, know that your future self is super appreciative of you. And that your future self trusts you and knows that you will accomplish what you have come here to do. So you will overcome your challenges and you will put those lessons in your tool belt and you'll have those lessons to offer to your future self so that your future self can help whoever they need to help. That's point number 4. And the last point is we're all one, right? So when we start to have a little more grace to our past self for everything he or she did for us, for our present self, and we're all one, and we start to look at our past and see everybody involved in those situations that the ego would have judge and condemn, let us start to look at them with a little more grace, knowing that they did the best they could with the tools they have available to them, knowing that they were always at their highest level of consciousness, whatever that level might have been, and that they helped us through the life experience, through their participation in our life experience, grow to become who we are today. And so it's because, in good part of it's because in part of that, because of them, that we are who we are today. And so let us offer them a little more grace and a little more appreciation and gratitude, and stop looking at them with judgment and resentment and hatred or whatever you're looking at your past brothers and sisters with. And start to see they were part of an experience that helped to become who you are today. And so gratitude and grace is the appropriate response to everybody in your past. And we're all one. So if you deny that gratitude and grace to your brothers and sisters, there are parts of you that remain unhealed. And so we offer grace and gratitude to our past self. We offer grace and gratitude to everybody who was part of our experience in our past. everybody who helped us become who we are now and who our future self is so appreciative of right now. And so that's point number 5. Let us offer our grace and our gratitude instead of our judgment and guilt and shame to our past self and to our brothers and sisters who were in the past with us. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you very much. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.